In today's episode of the podcast, I'll be sharing with you 5 sweater knitting patterns for hand knit sweaters that you can wear during the festive holiday season. If that sounds like just your cozy cup of tea, get comfy and let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to the Wool Needles Hands Knitting Podcast. My name is Tayler, and I will be your host. For today's episode, I wanted to dive into something that I didn't think I was actually going to dive into. This wasn't really planned that far in advance. It just kind of occurred to me because of something I found on Ravelry, and that is holiday, festive, or Christmas sweaters. I was browsing through Ravelry, curating some patterns for a list video that I want to do in the near future, and I came across a particular pattern for what I would consider a Christmas sweater or a festive holiday sweater, and I absolutely fell in love. And that is very not typical for me. I'm not one to wear Christmas sweaters. I'm not one to wear like really festive season specific sweaters, and I'm certainly not one to knit them typically. However, this particular sweater changed my opinion in that regard, and I want to share that with you today. But before I share that with you, that's going to be towards the end of the video, I wanted to share with you a few others that I found once I decided to do a little digging for just that type of design. I've had a lot of fun with this. I kind of thought, this one's really cute. The whole idea of a, Christmas festive holiday sweater is a cool concept for those of you that celebrate the festive holidays in areas where it's cold during that time of the year. So I wanted to dig a little more and see what I could find. Now, I curated a list of 11 patterns, and I have them over on Ravelry on one of my favorite bundles over there. But I will link to that bundle down below the video if you'd like to go to a one-stop shop place for all of the patterns that I mentioned here. So you can find all of those patterns, 11 of them over there, where today I'm just going to be talking about 5 here. Now, some of these patterns are more traditional, holiday festive patterns, and some of them are less traditional, and ones that I kind of just plucked and curated for this video because I thought in some, quirky way they fit for a holiday festive sweater. So I want to get right into it. I want to also mention too, just so we all kind of know like where I'm coming from and my preferences, I don't like close fitting sweaters. I don't like I want my sweaters to fit with a little bit more volume. I like them to be really cozy and kind of, I don't know, just a little bit more loose fitting. So you're not going to find any sweaters here that are close to the body, close fitting, or even those sweaters that are super cute, but like vintage inspired sweaters that really kind of fit in snug. I'm not into that style. So I won't be choosing any sweaters like that. But you know what? You would know if we just went ahead and got on with it. So let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, I'm actually going to start this with something that is not considered a conventional festive holiday sweater, but something that I think could be really cool, especially if you celebrate the Feast of the Seven Fishes, which is an Italian-American celebration where the food that you eat on Christmas Eve is made up of seafood and fish. And there's a lot more to this celebration than that. However, this is a really cool sweater if you want to kind of celebrate that whole vibe. Now, just so we all know, Caitlin Hunter's Halit Sweater, there's nothing here that says that she designed this sweater as a way to celebrate the Feast of the Seven Fishes. I'm just putting this out there right now. This sweater is just the Halit sweater. It's got fish motifs on it, and that's pretty much where that ends. I personally have chosen this one because I think it's kind of a cool idea. If you're going to a party where you're going to be celebrating Christmas Eve and having the Feast of the Seven Fishes, what a cool sweater to wear, to celebrate that. I don't know, maybe that's kind of ridiculous, but I thought it was a cool idea. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. If you are an Italian American, or if you are celebrating the Feast of the Seven Fishes with your family in the holidays, let me know your thoughts, because I know it's not just fish that you're eating, it's seafood of various different types, and I think that's really cool. And I don't know, I just think this is kind of a fun way, like a nod to like, hey, to like the festive nature of the Feast of the Seven Fishes. And that's so, needless to say, this is the Halit Sweater by Caitlin Hunter. I love this. I think this is such a cool sweater. I've seen this motif not only on this sweater here, but I've seen it on other things as well. I've seen it on I was watching a YouTube video by this guy named Milo Rossi, and he was talking about, I don't even know, I can't remember what he's talking about, but I was watching it and he was wearing like this cowl hood number, and I could swear to you it had this motif on it. And I thought it was really cool. And so I wanted to start unconventional, kind of a fun sweater, even for the holidays, for any time of the winter season, but especially if you happen to celebrate the Feast of the Seven Fishes, because there's fish on this sweater. They happen to be halibut. Halibut's delicious. And I think that that's kind of cool. So the first sweater that we have here is Halibut by Caitlin Hunter. This is a DK weight sweater. It actually, I love that it's a DK weight sweater because it looks like it probably knits up relatively quickly. I love the motif. I love that there's more detail to these fish than, you know, just a basic fish outline, little scales and things like that. I just think it's really cool. I don't know if I would, I would totally knit this for myself. It's not that I wouldn't wear it. I don't know if I want to knit something like this, but I think it's a fantastic looking sweater. It says the halibut sweater is a traditional circular yoke style featuring bold graphic halibut motifs knit seamlessly from the top down. You have options for a turtleneck, mock turtleneck pictured, or a crew neck. This is unisex and size inclusive, and notes are included in the pattern on how to adjust the sleeve and body length. Okay, I love that it's unisex. I'd love to see pictures of this on a male here in the side. Let's see if we have any pictures like that over here. Just real quick. This is one that I would totally knit for my husband. Because it's kind of got that quirky vibe that I really think he would get behind. Here we go. Yeah, see, I would totally knit this for my husband. He's a big fish eater, loves halibut, loves fishing. He's actually gone halibut fishing too, which is, okay, wow, we're just really getting into the weeds here. I love this. So, you know, what fun way to celebrate your Feast of the Seven Fishes if you celebrate it, or just wear a hand knit sweater with fish on it, then halibut by Caitlin Hunter. Okay, that might have been like a weird start. We're going to just gradually become more conventional as we go. Now, this next one is definitely tipping the scales towards holiday festiveness because it features a really large snowflake, but I love it because the whole silhouette of this garment is not typically what you would see for a holiday festive Christmas sweater. And that is the Snowflake Vest by how do you pronounce that?
We are looking at how to pronounce these confusing names of Vietnamese origin that many get wrong. Your pronunciation is as Ngo. So you do have to have a bit of a...
This is called the Snowflake, and this is a pattern, and I apologize, I'm probably going to butcher this name, by Ngo Quinn. To me, I think that's a Vietnamese name, and I'm really not great at pronouncing that names with that combination of letters together. So hopefully I didn't butcher that too badly. But this is an absolutely gorgeous sweater vest. I think it's fantastic. The colors are beautiful. That giant graphic snowflake along the side of the sweater, and the fact that this is short sleeved, it doesn't have to be. There's nothing saying you can't just make that sleeve longer, and I think it would be beautiful. But how cool is this? Kind of like an unconventional way to have a Christmas sweater, especially if you live in a place where it doesn't really get that cold, but you want to kind of emulate those cozy sweater vibes, you know, something like that. This is a really good one for that. This is knit with Aran weight yarn. It is Garn Studio Drops Air Gazelle Alpaca, so it's just a combination of base yarn with an alpaca, probably a Surrey alpaca combined. But what's most important here is that it is an Aran weight. It comes in 5 sizes from small to double XL, and it is an $8 pattern, 30% off right now with that code that's featured right here. It says the Snowflake Vest is constructed from the top down and is worked flat and in the round. The snowflake pattern on the left side of the vest makes it unique, eye-catching, yet elegant. Now I'm wondering, how is that done? Intarsia. Okay, so it's done with Intarsia. So I think because it's single color Intarsia and it's a pretty big spot and it's on one side of the sweater, I think this would be one of those projects where it's not so hard to manage the yarn. You're just kind of keeping that one color off to the side and then working the long remainder of stitches in the other color. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. Maybe a good way to break in to Intarsia. Yeah, I really love. Oh, and how cute is it from the back? That's really something special. And I think in long sleeves, that would be really beautiful. Kind of like wide set and cropped. Loving that. So this is the Snowflake Vest by Ngo Quinn. Okay, I stinking love this next one because it's subtle, and I love subtlety. I love that it's subtle. I love that it also is a really nice neutral color. It's a darker color. But the subtlety is really what gets me. Now, the designer of this sweater is the one that designed the sweater I'm going to share with you at the very end, and that's Pernille Larsen. This is the snow sweater, the adult version, and it's published in Knitting for Olive, and you can buy the pattern from the website, or you can buy it here on Ravelry. And oh my goodness, look at this. It's gorgeous. It's subtle in that it is very, there is a really lovely design going on here, but it's not like front and center in your face. It's at the end of these amazing not bell sleeves, but kind of wide. Well, they're kind of like a bell sleeve. If you look at this picture here, it has a little bit of that look. But I just love this. I love the subtlety, almost like a gorgeous New Year's Eve sweater, if you will. I think that's really pretty. I love the fact that it represents kind of the evening. I'm sorry, I'm skimming through those quickly because I'm trying to find one. Yeah. I love the gray, that like gunmetal gray, that slate gray color for representing the night sky and the falling snow down the sleeves. There's just something about this that I love the overall silhouette of this sweater. It's very wearable. You feel like you could wear it and not feel like your sweater is in everybody's face, but yet it is festive and warm and cozy. And I love the trees with the snow on the trees. I mean, it's so cute. And it does come in different sizes for the whole family. There's even a hat pattern, which I think is really cool. But I'm in love with that. I really am. It's a DK weight. It's being knit with a fingering weight and a lace weight held together to make an overall weight of a DK. It comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 sizes from an extra small to a 5XL. And the color work that's being done there, it looks like it's, it just says Fair Isle. It doesn't say stranded. I was trying to see if there was any intarsia involved, but it doesn't look like it. It's worked flat and in the round. Snow sweater is an elegant take on the classic Christmas sweater. It is worked from the top down in the round with a circular yoke construction and features a winter landscape on the sleeves. Snow sweater is worked using one strand of merino and one strand of soft silk mohair held together, and they're using Knitting for Olive yarn here. I just think it's really cool, especially if you don't celebrate Christmas, but perhaps you're participating in like a holiday sweater party. You're celebrating like the festive time of year here in the Northern Hemisphere. Cold weather, pine trees, snow. It's not, holiday specific or anything like that. And I think that that's really cool. That's another reason why I think it would make for a great New Year's Eve sweater if you're going to a casual New Year's Eve party, or if you're just cuddling up on the couch and probably going to bed hours before the bell tolls 12 midnight like I do. Okay, I feel like this one's definitely subtle in that when you're looking at it from a galloping horse, it doesn't just scream Christmas holiday sweater to you. It has just a very cool, stranded yoke color work vibe, or stranded color work yoke vibe. And I love that. And this is called Northern Augustin's number 6. And this is by Anne-Sophie Velling. And you guys, look at this. Let's get closer. You can see we have what looks like mistletoe. We have a candy cane, a little wrapped present that looks like there's a tiny little Christmas tree there. I can't tell if this part right here is supposed to be a heart or if that's like a turkey. I think it's supposed to be a heart. I just feel like, why isn't it a different color? But I mean, I don't know. It's fine. And then this is the mistletoe and the bells or Christmas lights and garland up here. But you have to kind of get close, right? You got to get close to really appreciate how I guess it is pretty intricate, but how small and detailed that color work is along the yoke. And I love that. Other than that, what you're looking at here is just a really classic top-down circular seamless sweater with a gorgeous fold-over neckband, really lovely, nice, tight-ribbed. Are those doubled and folded over the sleeves? I didn't notice that last time. Hold the phone. So I know the neckband is, but are the sleeves? They look like they're doubled over also. Oh, and so is the bottom. The hem on the bottom I want to read. Hold on. Let's find out more. It says, nope, it doesn't says. Sorry. I know that's not proper English. It doesn't tell me what's going on there. The sweater is knitted top down in the round and stockinette stitch. The yoke is knit following a multicolored chart and all edges are in doubled layered twisted rib. I'm obsessed with that. You know another thing about this? If you really like this sweater, but you don't want the color work motif, but you just really like the sweater, just don't knit the color work motif. Just knit it in the base color and you have a really awesome sweater silhouette. Hello? Love that. This is knit with Crea Deluxe organic wool. I've never heard of this before. Kind of reminds me a little bit of, oh, no it doesn't. That's really pretty. Yeah, I've never heard of that. It's a sport weight yarn. Oh. It doesn't tell me what the overall weight of the yarn is here, but it's being knit with a sport weight and a lace weight, which is going to give you a heavy DK bordering on a really light worsted. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking, especially considering much more on the heavy DK because you're knitting this with a size 6 knitting needle. I feel like a DK weight yarn, a size 6 is kind of like your ideal knitting needle, maybe on the heavier side for a DK weight yarn. But that sport weight that I was looking at there kind of looks very light. So I would say this is a heavy DK light worsted weight yarn, but it's so beautiful. And I love the gingerbread color too. It really pushes those holiday festive vibes. I'm obsessed. So this is Northern Augustine's number 6. It is a, 50 Danish kroner. Hey Siri, what is 50 Danish kroner in US dollars?
50 Danish kroner is $7.20.
Thank you. Goodness, you're loud. Okay. $7.20. So that's how much this pattern is. I absolutely love that. So that is Northern Augustine's number 7 by Anne Sophie Velling. Okay. The 5th sweater is the one that kind of started this whole search for me. I'm crazy about it. I want to make one for myself. I love it. And honestly, like that Northern Augustine's number 6 one, I really love too. I don't know, but this one is the first one I saw and I absolutely adore it. And this is called the Halit Sweater by Pernille Larsen. I was drawn in by this gorgeous holly leaf and holly berry motif running along the lower section of the yoke. When I looked at it, the colors of the holly berries and the leaves were really deep and rich. I like that because I feel like sometimes Christmas colors and festive Christmas motifs can have these real bright colors with lots of light tones, light undertones, and I prefer them to have this like depth. I feel like there's something about real deep greens and deep reds that are more on like deep tomato red as opposed to like a deep bluish red that gives it this really awesome, almost antique vibe. You can see that it's a really deep green with these really deep reds, beautiful colors, and this is being knit with knitting for olive in the merino yarn paired with the soft silk mohair in these colors that you see here. I believe that, I can't remember exactly what the color names are, but there's 3 different colors, the green and the red, and then obviously the sandy color in the background. So this is knitting up to a DK weight, but it doesn't say that here. So it says here that this is an overall fingering weight, but they're holding a fingering and a lace together. Now, I know that Knitting for Olive makes the claim that by pairing their fingering and their lace together, you are still maintaining a fingering weight overall gauge, but that is completely subjective. So you really have to just do your gauge swatch and see what you're getting. But I know that typically speaking, we tend to think that holding a fingering and a lace together gets you a DK weight. I don't know. When it comes to their yarn, they obviously know more about their yarn than I do. So they say that this is a fingering weight sweater. Maybe it is, and that's great. It comes in 8 sizes, and you have to buy full balls of yarn for those small amounts of color. That's like kind of one of the downfalls of something like this, but you could use those down the road in a hat project or some mittens or something like that. So eventually it would get used, but you do know that you're going to have leftovers with a sweater like this. But I think this is gorgeous. Like, let's get in here. Look at these baubles for berries. Baubles for berries, people. I can't. It's so cute. It's got a fold over neckline, which just always makes me happy. Ugh. Come on. And I think too, what I love about this is that it's obviously very Christmas forward, very festive. It would be something you would really only wear during the festive time of year. But other than that, the sweater is very neutral. So it's kind of cozy. You could just throw this on with a nice pair of like sweats and wear it around the house and be cozy and have some cider and whatever. Or you could wear it to a party with a really nice like I don't know, skirt and some boots. It's so cute. And now that I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking I want to have an opportunity to wear something like that to a Christmas party, because I have this really fantastic, it's like a dark navy blue skirt. It has almost like a crinoline outside with like a really nice satin inside, but you could dress it up or dress it down. I think it would be cute with that. Okay, yeah. So this is the one that really kind of caught my eye initially, and I think it's fantastic. So that is the Halit Sweater by Pernille Larsen. Well, there you have it, folks. Some holiday festive sweaters that I think are just absolutely adorable. If you do kind of go down that rabbit hole and you want to find some fun, festive holiday sweaters, what I found worked best is typing in holiday and then filtering out my search for clothing, as opposed to typing in holiday sweaters or Christmas sweaters. I just put in holiday or Christmas or snowflake or something like that, and then just filtering it out for sweaters along the side. If you're not sure how that works or how filtering on Ravelry works, definitely check out one of my Ravelry roulette videos. They're a lot of fun, but it does give you a little bit more of an insight into how to filter your searches on Ravelry. But this was fun. I'm inspired. I'm so inspired. In fact, I'm motivated to knit a Christmas sweater. We shall see, right? That's always we shall see. I need to get a t-shirt that says that as it relates to my knitting projects. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe. If you would like to support the channel or see additional content from me here at Wool Needles Hands, head over to the Patreon. There's lots going on over there, a lot of additional content, and your support helps me do the work that I'm doing here on the YouTube channel and keeps everything ad and sponsor free. And that's just the way I like it. You guys mean so much to me. Thank you. Happy knitting, happy making, happy whatever it is that you're doing. Take care, be well, and I will see you soon. Bye.